It is hard to believe, at least it is for me, that we're in basically the middle of 2023. It feels like to
Wow.
me, Jason, in the real estate market, we've been through kind of two market cycles already. The
Yeah.
market locked up and froze November, December. It somehow felt like the ice age turned to the good times again, kind of middle of January. Now we've had rates just spiked to 7%. It is not boring. So I'd love to catch up on what's going on in your business. I know we talked a little bit about Airbnb. I know you had a 300K month. I think it was last month.
Yep.
So just what's going on in your Jason Pritchard's world?
Yeah, I think it's definitely an interesting time to be involved in real estate right now, man. I think it's constantly, things are very, very fluid right now, and it felt like we're getting a little bit of a reprieve. Whatever, Feb, March, April, it felt like, wow, things were picking back up, right?
Yeah.
And then you stick your head up and look, and rates got a 7 in front of them
Bam!
again, and we're back to where we were in the fall and the winter, right? And so it's interesting. So for me, this is coming from somebody that's a real life operator that's eating, breathing, sleeping real estate every single day in Central California, right? So for me, what I'm doing is what you and I have been talking about for, it feels like a year straight on your channel. And every time I come on, it's being very conservative with the projects that we're looking at. We're sticking with our buy box. We understand what our buy box is, and looking for really, really good opportunities. Marginal opportunities are not going to cut it right now, right? They need to be good, borderlining great, right? That's the stuff that we're taking on in the criteria that we've already set, right? And so we've got to be disciplined right now. I think now is the time to be disciplined. It's not the time to be scared. It's not the time to necessarily go back and retreat and go back onto the sidelines. But for us in our market, we are being disciplined and still maintaining some aggression right now, as long as the deal makes sense.
Yeah. One of the things I want to talk about are accountability partners.
Yeah.
One of the things that I see going on right now for new investors, right? You and I certainly don't count in that category, but I know there's a lot of people going, hey, they're expecting real estate to get good when the commercial market breaks and all of that. But what I want to talk about here, I'd love your input on, is you don't get ready when all of that happens. You get ready early.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm pushing folks to do, because there's a lot of people that bought my course that aren't actually in the Facebook group yet, which is free.
Yep.
I am telling people that if you bought the course or you're buying the course now, to join the Facebook group, introduce yourself, and ask to get an accountability partner. There's almost 2,000 people in the group. Lots of people are doing the work, getting a buy box. Tell me about, accountability partners. Do you think that's a good thing when you're getting started? What do you think about those?
I think it's a huge thing. It's not just a good thing. I think it's absolutely required, especially at the beginning, because it's very easy to get motivated listening to one of our calls or coming to an event or something like that. Your motivation is never going to be higher than coming off of something like that. But what happens a week or two after you do that thing? All of that excitement has worn off. The honeymoon period is gone, right? And now you're back around the same old people. You're watching the same old narrative. The same information is kind of constantly being inundated on top of you. And the beauty of having an accountability partner or a small accountability group is now you're putting yourself in situations with other like-minded people that aren't falling victim to that narrative, that are wired the same way that you are, that when you say, hey, we're going to all get together Fridays at 8 o'clock, we're going to meet at this place, right? Between now and next Friday, I'm telling you, and I'm making the commitment that I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And when I come back here next week, I want you to hold me accountable and ask for proof that these 3 things that I told you are going to be done are going to get done. And it's sad, but it's true, man. Like, we will break a promise to ourselves much quicker than we will break a promise to somebody else. And the sooner that you can pick that up at the beginning, right? Like, we have really good intentions. I'm sure you've met a ton of new investors that have the best intentions in the world, and they say they're going to do all of these cool things because they're inspired by everything that Zuber's done. But when it comes to actually doing the work, like you said, right, that's when the reality sets in. It's like, I don't know how to run numbers. I've never done this before. I'm not confident in all these things, like all of that stuff, and all the fear, all the limiting beliefs kick in, and the accountability group acts as like a safety net. So when you feel yourself spiraling, they catch you and give you some momentum to build back up. So absolutely, especially. And I loved what you said earlier about, you don't just, if you're new to this, you don't just start like when the opportunities are there, the work starts now. There's prep that has to happen. That year that I worked, if you know my story, where I wasn't making any money, that was that year of preparation. You know, I was
me too.
doing the work, learning and doing all that stuff. And then it took me a year to actually do a deal. And so people discount, you know, the ramp up period, I think, at the beginning. And it's much easier when you have a solid network of people holding you accountable.
Yeah. There's one thing that you know, there are very few people that have the following superpower. I think you and I have it. And sometimes when you have a superpower, you don't realize it is unique because you've lived with it your whole life.
Yeah.
My superpower, I believe yours is when I decide to do something, I decide to do something.
Yep.
So I've had looked at my buy box, which again, I've been very clear, started in 93703. That's all I looked at for 3.5 years. It's just, I didn't think anything of it. It's just like, okay, well, that's what I decided to do. So, but now that I've tried to help people get, move, and I've given people the path and I've said, do A, B, and C, I see life get in the way. And I had a call with somebody who's on my channel every week and is a millionaire who bought my course with the intention of buying in Texas. And I'm like, Steven, dude, we talk every Friday or every Thursday or whatever every day it is. Time for you to go get an accountability partner, because I'm not that guy for you, right? I do this 30-minute call with you every week. We're helping this and that, but you need to own your shit.
Yep.
Go get in the group and find somebody that can hold you accountable. And the beauty of my group, which you're in, it's just positive people, no whiners, no criers, no doom. It's just people working in networking. It's so awesome.
And people need to, I like to use this visual as kind of the example of when it comes to your network. If we're all climbing a mountain, okay, there's going to be people ahead of you. There's going to be people to your right and left. And then there's going to be people below you on their journey. We're not competing against each other. We're all just kind of going up together, right? The people that are ahead of you, like, let's say you as an example, right? I will use Zuber as like my GPS, right? But just so busy, he's not going to be the day-to-day accountability partner that I need to help me on an ongoing basis, right? You can get inspiration. You can model their success, right? You can take advantage of the time that they have when they have it, right? But the people to your right and left on the mountain are the ones that you need to build that accountability group with, because they're in the same space as you. They're somewhere around where you're at. You guys are all experiencing the same problems. You're experiencing the same types of wins. And when you get together and you just put all of that together and start collaborating with each other, that's when like the real magic happens. And then you've got to reach down to the people that are below you, the people that have like the potential, the people that you see some things in them that you saw in yourself when you first started. You identify those people and you lift them up into your accountability group. And that circle from the people to top, on the sides and the bottom, when you get really good at that and that kind of circle comes together, it's amazing, dude. It's really, really cool. The opportunities that come and the impact that you can have by helping other people like that, dude. It's a special thing for sure.
With that, folks, we are going to close this call because that's exactly what I see happening. Again, there's plenty of people in the group that are above that reach down, get your accountability partner left and right. And also, I really love the fact that everybody reaches down. The group is amazing. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Thank you, Jason, for being a part of it. You have a lot of stuff you give away. Tell them where to find it. And of course, plug your Instagram page, which I follow religiously.
Yeah, for you guys, the best place to get like resources and the tools, the tactical stuff that you need to be successful in your business is my website. It's jasonpritchard.com. Every important document or tool or spreadsheet that we use is available up there 100% for free. And then if you just want to follow along on the journey and just kind of see what a day in the life of somebody that's, doing this business every single day looks like, follow me on Instagram. It's Jason Pritchard, or Facebook, Jason Pritchard. Just put my name in there. Happy to be a resource. I answer all my DMs. So reach out to me if you got any questions.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you for all you do.